Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Josh here, and today we're going to talk about why the Heat need to trade for CP3. Chris Paul was considered untradeable when the offseason began, with 3 years remaining on his massive max contract that looks questionable given his age and declining production. It was widely assumed that he would live out the rest of his deal on a Houston Rockets team facing similar concerns with the rest of its roster. Instead, he was dealt to the OKC in exchange for Russell Westbrook, and the rumors immediately swirled concerning a second trade to the Miami Heat. The win now Heat have much more to gain by employing Paul than the rebuilding Thunder, but two sides were unable to strike an agreement in the immediate aftermath of his trade to OKC. With no other obvious suitors, Paul was expected to play out the remainder of his deal as a member of the Thunder. But according to Shams of Athletic, the Heat are still interested in potentially acquiring Paul. According to Miami, will likely elect to see how it starts the season before gauging a new pursuit of Paul. The biggest obstacle in a Paul trade is matching salary. He is due over $38.5 million this season, and at his salary level, an acquiring team would need to send out at least 80% of that figure to legally absorb him. Here's where things get even trickier. The Heat are hard capped by the Jimmy Butler sign and trade. They cannot exceed $138 million in salaries for any season, meaning they would have to send out more salary than most teams in order to acquire Paul. But the Thunder don't want to take an extra salary. They have worked all offseason to avoid the luxury tax, finally ducking under it after buying out Patrick Patterson, but exceeding it again in order to sign Justice Patton. The Thunder have paid the tax in 3 of the past 4 years, making them a repeated tax team. Those extra dollars are critical in a market like OKC. Their goal is trading Paul, would likely to be avoiding paying the tax entirely. In a making deal, the Heat and the Thunder would need to very carefully thread that needle. The Thunder need to shed money overall, but the Heat can only absorb so much. Miami has an abundance of large cap figures. Some of them are desirable, like the expiring deal of Goran Dragic or the relatively cheap extension for Justice Winslow. Others, like the hefty contracts given to James Johnson, Kelly Olynyk, and Dion Waiters, are less valuable to the OKC. The Stephon rule prevents them from trading another first-round pick until the year 2025. Neither side has given an inch in negotiations so far, but once the season starts and both organizations have seen how their rosters look in action, that might change. A deal is still very possible, it just isn't likely to come for at least a little while longer. And that's all I had for this video. If you guys want to see more NBA content like this, then subscribe. Peace out. Thanks for watching.